to another episode of More Than One Opinion. I'm Jinnie Day and I'm here with my co-host Nupur.
Nice to have you back. So today's episode will be Plan B. And when I mean Plan B isn't after when you go out and you're drinking and then you're going to catch an Uber, though that is a Plan B. What I mean is that adapting to situations such as we're in at the moment. So at the moment we're in COVID situation. Tomorrow will be another situation. And there has to be a Plan B and a Plan C or a Plan D. There has to be something, a contingency that you fall back on and it's the norm for you. Because if you don't have that kind of sort of design in your mind where I'm adaptable to whatever the situation, I believe that you'll fall short and most of the time you'll fail in business, relationships, health, mental. There's a lot of things from that. So what do you think your spin on obviously what's going on at the moment? We've been since March. We went in quarantine. Some are still in quarantine. We're still in restrictions. Borders are still closed. There's a lot of things that has affected us, but It looks like it's not going away for at least 12 months. So if that's the case, where do you see yourself? Has it been a bit of a roller coaster for you? Also, how have you adapted, and where's your Plan B?
This year definitely has felt like I've already lived sort of 2 different years because up until like quarantine, things were so different, you know, and reality what it is now, and it's going to be like this for God knows how long till the vaccine comes. I think the biggest thing for me is I'm like a planner, so I plan ahead, and I've had to really sort of like rein that back because it's really difficult to plan so far ahead because with so many things that are unknown that are out of your control. So I've just kind of had to, I guess, chop up my like long-term plans into more short-term goals and have a bit more of a balanced life, with personal growth, and shift my focus on, a few things. And one part of my business, which is the entertainment business, has been completely obviously crushed because of, all the limitations that are still very much in place. But then the other business, which is the, paint protection, the detailing, that side's been, booming. So been kind of like having to, balance has been pros and cons, both ways. So, but yeah, the biggest thing has been is just, I guess, trying to not be in my head too much in this whole pandemic. Not binging on, bad news, and just I've had to really push that aside and be like, okay, what I need to achieve this week, the following week, and then just focus more on my short-term goals. And then when things, there's some kind of glimpse of normality, then you can kind of make long-term plans, whether it's, big business expansions or, traveling and all those sort of things. So, I think I've just had to give up a little bit of control.
Look, I think the mental health aspect of anything needs to be addressed first, because by addressing your mental health, everything else falls into place. Because if something's affecting you mentally, it will knock out everything. You won't exercise, you won't focus properly, you won't speak to people properly. You'll just shut yourself down and pretty much close yourself up. And then the situation occurs where you could fall into depression. You could start making really wrong decisions. And the truth is, not everything is in your control.
No, it's not.
So, whether it be COVID, whether it be whatever they want to call the next issue, there's always going to be issues.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, look, I mean, but we came out from, we spoke about it at the start of the year. We came out of November, December we've had fires. This was 2019. We had fires, then we had the smokes, which just engulfed everything. It really affected our businesses. Then we had the COVID situation expand all over the world. Then we went into a lockdown for nearly 3 months, Australia-wide. Melbourne's still in lockdown. We're still pretty much dealing with just not being able to leave Sydney and New South Wales. So the truth is, you're not as in control as you think you are. But it's the fact of how do you rise in the face of adversity? How do you rise to the occasion when things don't go as you planned? Because what you plan is expecting that everything will flow properly in a perfect world, in a perfect scenario. This is life. You know, I'm not making it easy where COVID's, not affecting us, but this is life. So every single time that something occurs, do I fall on the floor as a 2-year-old and start kicking up a tantrum? I mean, you could, but the whole world's in this.
Yeah.
So it's me saying, okay, there's a plan B, there's a plan C. I've got contingencies in place where my mental health comes first. Physically, I stay fit. Do what I can with what I've been given. And we've always touched on that in the past where, you know, I don't play poker. Honestly, I wouldn't even have a clue. I don't play cards. I've never gambled. But I believe that the game is, if you've been given a hand, this is what you've been given. Work with it. Put your poker face on. Work with what you've got. You still might be coming out on top in some aspects. Okay? Or even if you lose, you lose with dignity. You know, like you lose in style. You don't just go, oh, I can't do this, and that's it, and you chuck a tantrum. Because, like you said, your dancing may have taken a hit, but the the detailing is still even higher. So it's having contingencies in place, saying if this occurs. So I think the whole world now will be definitely in a different mindset.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
Okay, not everything's plan A. And hoping that nothing will happen and that's all good. We'll put our head in the sand and everything will be good. To saying, you know what, there could be a plan B. There could be an issue, so we have to have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D if we have to. We will rise to the occasion if we need to, given whatever hand or whatever scenario that we've been placed in. And this works for mental, your health, your fitness. Not, because I'm depressed, I don't go to the gym. No, because you're depressed, you go to the gym. Yeah. Because you're depressed and you can't go to the gym, you train at home. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I was training on the balcony when we were locked down for 3 months. So I was training on the balcony, and I've gone and stretched really hard, and I broke my my elbow. I broke it. So it was in a cast for 6 weeks. If you still see my TikToks, my videos, my everything, I'm still exercising with one hand and my thing, because it's like I still got to keep my whole body moving. So then when my cast came off, within a week I was back at the gym, I was back in everything. Everyone said to me, my God, it was like, wasn't it in a cast for 6 weeks? I said, yeah, it was, but I didn't let it affect me. So my body kept training, I kept doing things, I kept staying in a mental health state, even though honestly it was so hard. I couldn't shower properly, I couldn't even honestly go to the toilet properly.
So
it was just so hard, right? I even stacked it in the actual shower, I didn't tell anyone. I stacked it in the shower, landed on my other elbow. For a week, my other elbow was bruised. I live by myself. Like, I didn't tell anyone. I smashed the floor so hard, and I'm still keeping my hand up so I don't damage this one. So I thought, I'm laughing while I'm on the floor. I'm like, what do I do? Like, what do I do?
What else can you do?
But what do I do? Okay, come on, get up. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, so little things should allow you now to go, you know what? I'm that little bit tougher. I'm that little bit smarter. I'm that little bit more cautious. Now, whatever things that thrown at me, I've got a little bit of an edge over things now, because it's like, what else can there be?
What else? Yeah.
You know. So what do you think?
Now, with obviously mental health has been a very big topic, is it's affecting people in all sorts of ways.
Of course.
Being restricted, businesses are suffering. Family. If someone's unwell, they can't get to the family.
Yeah.
So in this situation, when people are going through such emotional, mental turmoil, what things would you say? What tips could you give them to help them,
look,
with this journey?
I mean, we're so fortunate that this is not the 1800s or the early 1900s where we're cut off, and we're really cut off. They went through pandemics. They went through where 70 million people died. Imagine being cut off like that. Guys, we got cut off with technology. It's never been as good as it's ever been.
Yeah.
We've got Zoom, we've got TikTok, we've got everything. So to be honest, reaching out and speaking to your family, your loved ones, your community, if you go to church, your pastors, if you go to whatever your beliefs are, there was always connection. And now we're not in quarantine as such. Melbourne will be coming out of it soon.
Yeah.
So really, seeking help where it's there, it's readily available. I found myself the first few weeks a little bit troubled. Like, what do I do? I started feeling like, and then I thought, what do you mean? What do you do? This is your bit. This is when you excel, right? And then I said, okay, cool. By helping others, I'll be helping myself. So by posting things to help people, by posting things to boost other people's issues, indirectly you'll be helping yourself. So I actually started doing that. Anyone that needs anything, please contact me. Just found myself that, hey, my problems aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Other people have got it worse.
Yeah.
You know, and by having a solution for other people, you automatically go, well, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm going to adapt that same solution that I've just given to other people to myself too, and you'll get out of it. You know, mental health is very important.
Yeah.
You know, it really affects every aspect of your life, everything, relationship, business,
Pandemic,
your health,
pandemic.
everything.
Yeah.
So whether it be the pandemic, whether it be whatever, fix that first. And when I say fix that, if you can't yourself, go to others. People will help you. There's a lot of help out there. There's a lot of
I think don't be shy to ask, and
there's a lot of resources, and I think if you call on people, people will come to the come to the table and say, okay, you know what, I'll help you. People are there for each other. We're a little bit better than we were in the old days, to be honest. People speak more now. They communication is easy.
Yeah.
Back then, everything was bottled. God forbid someone commits suicide. Oh, well, he never said anything. He couldn't say anything. He never offered. Now we're always offering. Like it's a different. I think it's a different generation, different era.
Yeah.
Communication, everything's literally at your doorstep. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's a really good tip actually. And what would you do differently, I guess, coming out of the pandemic?
Look,
any particular like lessons that you
so definitely don't overcommit. Keep your overheads as business wise low, and have a bit of a contingency plan that if this fails, this particular thing fails, what would be my staple kind of business, or what would be my thing? So don't just put all your eggs in one basket, which everyone has learned this lesson now. Now you can say that, it's easy, but for 2-3 years after this, people will go back to normal again. But if you can try to sort of go, you know what, I want to keep my overheads low, and use that whole strategy that better in my pocket than out there. So have something to fall back on a little bit. Try not to overcapitalize too much and overcommit, because what you just saw now will affect you badly. So that's what I've been doing now, just trying to keep my overheads as low as possible, because if you don't keep it as low as possible, you could overcommit and stretch yourself, and you don't know where it's going to go, to be honest. Is it going to get worse? Is it going to get we don't know. It could. It could,
it's too hard. It's too difficult to plan.
So I think just keep your overheads as low as possible, and don't overcommit yourself and stretch yourself to the point where you're literally, it's like make or break.
Yeah.
It's not a good system to do that. You could make a lot, but you could lose a lot.
Yeah.
So just be smart of where you sort of distribute your eggs.
And personally, any personal lessons?
Personal lessons is like really, this hit us harder than anything ever, because we weren't expecting it. We had plans. I had plans to be in China and Vietnam. I had everything planned. And then bang, everything's overnight, which gave me a time to reflect and say, okay, things aren't all secure. Life isn't all perfect. So that's okay. Let's spend more time with my friends and family now. Reassess the things that are before you, and think, okay, instead of going 100% in this, let's put 70%, and let's keep a bit of a 30% for a contingency should it fail. The world doesn't have to fall apart, but your business plans could.
Yeah.
So if it is, let's not put all my eggs in this particular thing. So I believe in general, if you can sort of have that distributed, you'll always have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
Because everyone's had a big wake-up call. And
I think so.
And I think it's a reset. I don't feel...
It's definitely resetting.
It's a reset,
For sure.
So, and you can take it as a lesson, you can take it as a curse, you can take it as the worst period in your life, or you can say, okay, I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to become much better as a business person, as a friend, as a lover, and everything. So I personally think I've had more time to reflect upon myself, my health and everything this year than ever before. And, I've just taken the worst of what it threw at me and turned it into something good.
I think we've all just been too distracted with all the noise around us, and it has forced us to kind of reassess our priorities,
That's right.
Our relationships and everything, in life. And I hope people, any good sort of habits that they've actually picked up, that they continue that post pandemic, and that we don't get stuck in that, rat race, kind of a rut again, and forget, what's important in life. So, but I think you're right. Mental health, should be an ongoing focus. And if you're feeling, alone or you need help with something, definitely reach out to people. It's important to have a good support system. I think we're really blessed to have a great support system that makes a huge difference. Surround yourself with people who are generally care and are there for you.
Correct.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us on another episode of More Than One Opinion. Hope you and your families are keeping safe, and if there's anything that we can help you with during this time, please reach out. Pastor Rady will be more than happy to help and part with his wisdom.
Whatever you guys need.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you all soon.
See you later.